guys, I'm ChezPride, and we're making another quick news type video for the new game, Paralives. And I swear there will be other videos here soon besides just Paralives and Sims news. I know that's been all I've been posting this week, but I am currently actually in the middle of editing another video that has nothing to do with Paralives or Sims that I've been working on for like over a week now. And while I was editing it, this news came out and I was like, yeah, this is actually important enough for me to stop what I'm doing and make another quick news video on Paralives, because as promised, this new patch came out quick as like the game came out less than a week ago. We got a patch on launch day, so we were getting a updated version of the game on launch day compared to what we were seeing when it came to the people playing the early access or the early access. And now, less than a week later, we're already getting the first after launch day patch, which is honestly really impressive. Like, I know they said we were going to be getting frequent patches, but I was not expecting 2 patches in the first week. Like, that is very impressive. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the bug fixes into today's patch. So if you somehow haven't heard of the game Paralives, then let me just give you a quick brief rundown. Basically, this is a new life simulation game, kind of similar to the way the Sims games work, but it's made by a small indie company and has been in production for over 6 years now. At least publicly, it's been in production over 6 years now, and we've been waiting for it to come out. And it has finally come out. It has come out in early access. It is not a corporated owned game, so all the funds that they've had before the early access release were just through their Patreon and the 15 members on the team, and now it is launched in early access so that they can get the rest of the money to be able to make the game a full game and release it fully for a slightly more expensive price in the upcoming years. So basically, the game will be buggy and we will be getting frequent patch updates for it to do bug fixes and add content into the base game. But unlike the Sims franchise games, there will be no paid DLC. So once you get the game, whatever comes to it from there will be free. They actually already launched a couple of collaboration bundles with like Among Us and a couple of other games on launch day that are completely free as well if you want to get those. But basically, if you're wanting to keep up with the Paralives news, they do have their socials. So this post we're looking at right here that has a list of the bug fixes and their pictures is on their Instagram, which is just Paralives Games. But the list that I want to read to you guys today, I'm actually going straight onto their paralives.com/news. And when you come to this page, it's literally all the news that they've released since starting to release news, including videos and all that. But we're just going to read the patch notes at the top. So this is patch notes 0.1.2 and came out May 29th, 2026. And there's actually, for their first bug fixes, is pretty good. And they also put a known issue list where they're saying, hey, we know that these are a problem, but they will be fixed. So let's go ahead and jump into these patch notes. So the first one that is on the list said, made improvement to memory magnet to eliminate a memory leak and reduce crashes. So hopefully if your game's not working as well, it can be fixed with this reduced crash. Now keep in mind, to play Paralives, you have to have a certain gigabyte and whatnot. You have to have basically the minimal requirements of the setting for it to run smoothly. So it's not going to run smoothly on all things. I'm hearing on Mac it's a little more laggy than it does on PC, but hopefully that'll be fixed soon. And of course, we don't have it for console yet. So, but fix a bug where some interface windows could not close. So apparently it was affecting other things to not close. And then there's a bunch of fire updates, because fire is one of the way that your paras can die in the game. So So with fire, parafolks now have a chance to autonomously extinguish items on fire instead of just always panicking or fleeing. So apparently they weren't extinguishing anything. The stairs can no longer catch on fire because it caused pathing issues when trying to extinguish them, which is fair. Honestly, that's fair. And another fire fixed a bug where flames could spread outside your lot, fixed an issue around firefighters not extinguishing fires. So apparently the fire extinguishers were not being used by the firefighters or the regular paras. And then calling firefighters or extinguishing fires can now be done more easily without always being canceled by para folks panicking. And then we have one for Chinese location. Players now should be able to type Chinese characters for their para names and para maker and in other text fields as well, which is always appreciated, more inclusiveness. And then we have a new save file for players now can receive an in-game letter from the devs. So apparently that's only in new save files. And then we also fixed a bug where lips could be white when trying different mouth presets in Paramakers. And then we have an updated and added names of some Patreon supporters in the credits. So they added their Patreon supporters names in the credit, which I'm assuming if you support them on Patreon, you just get your names automatically put in there. So that'll probably be one we see a lot. We fixed the default angle on the grid, certain empty lots to make sure it aligns with the street, but it'll only be applied in new save files. So apparently that was a problem with some of the lots. We've added a divider to cover windows in the train to reduce motion sickness while in Paramaker, which this is a big one. So basically, if you didn't know, when you first load into the game, you get put on a train if you go into tutorial mode, and the first sim you will make in there will be made on a train. But the train is of course moving in the game, so the background was moving as well, and it was causing a lot of people to get motion sickness. So apparently they put curtains over the windows. Now, I'm not buying this game till tomorrow, so I can't like jump in the game and show you. And I tried looking it up on Google, but I couldn't find any pictures yet of what the curtains looked like. But that is definitely something I will be showing off in one of my very first videos on Paralives, which will start coming out in the beginning of June. So that is the update for that. So the next fix is we fixed an issue where parafolks could become naked when randomizing characters in Paramaker. So apparently they're having some nude paras when there wasn't supposed to be some nude paras. And then parafolks will no longer become embarrassed when sleeping or using the toilet outside. It was disabled for now since paras sometimes thought they were outside, but they were not, causing these emotions in the wrong moment. And you can die of embarrassment, so you don't want them in the wrong moment. Fixed a bug where parafolks were leaving their personality extremely fast, resulting in infinite notifications. Oof, that would be really annoying, being like, oh, your parafolks personality changed here, oh, here again. Okay. And then we've made improvements to the save system to reduce occurrences of corrupting save files, so more corrupted save file type bug fixes. We fixed a bug where you would get duplicate when changing swatches in the copy that could not be deleted. We fixed an issue where relationship editing panels would remain open in the train intro, preventing players from finishing the train ride. So more stuff to do with the train paramakers. We optimized one aspect from the pathfinding code to reduce lag spikes when a townie parafolk calculates their path in the own town, and fixed various missing English location strings. Parafolks will no longer refuse to purchase a snack from a vending machine when they're too hungry, which would have been really annoying. Parafolks no longer refuse to sleep in long chairs when they're too tired. Fix a bug where parafolks will continue using the telescope even after the astronomy club town events have ended and the telescopes have disappeared. So apparently the telescopes are not permanent and they were keeping on using them when they were not supposed to be there anymore. And then the last one is the operating system will no longer show up as app is not responding pop up when the game is loading in the main menu. This is initially loading screen will now take up 20% less time. So basically they were having this issue where when the game was loading, it was taking like a really long time and it looked like it was going to crash. And they actually put out a little disclaimer that was like, hey, we know it looks like it's going to crash, but if you just wait on it, it probably won't crash. So hopefully that is going to take less time so it doesn't seem like it's going to crash. And then we have a known issues. So we are aware of many of the other issues, but we only list some of them here. So these are some of the ones that they want to catch and whatnot. So crashes and freezes. Today's patch should reduce some crashes and freezes and make sure your computer meets the minimum system requirement. We are talking about that. Shutters and live mode. We will be working on optimizations to reduce the lag spikes over the next few months. When it comes to save files not loading, we're investigating and working on fixing these issues. Today's patch might reduce some of the chances of future save files getting corrupted. And then build mode, we have advanced widget. So if you move or rotate items in the advanced widget, these items might not remain in their positions when reloading into the save file. Use this widget with caution until we can fix it, but there's no timeline for that yet, so we're just kind of gonna have to deal with it for now. And then Paralives getting stuck and can't do anything. So basically that is a problem, but they do have a unstuck button when you press the escape menu. So you can just be on your para and then go to escape and then press unstuck. It's kind of like right clicking in The Sims and clicking reset. So I'm glad they have that. I was actually wondering if they were going to have something like that. Fire is hard to take control over. We did some improvements today's patch, but please use the cheat extinguish all fires if other fire related problems present for you. So apparently you just enter the cheat bar and you can do extinguish all fires. And in my last video on Paralives, I talked about all the other cheats that are coming into the game. So this is one to add to the list. And then Parafolk thumbnails do not always update. They are investigating that. That is one that has been a big thing, especially in the tutorial. Like you will change your para to look like something else and the para's image will not change. So they're going to fix that. And then when it comes to Mac only, some Mac users have been having trouble with clicks and rotating the camera, and they're also going to be fixing on an issue, but in the meantime playing with the mouse instead of the trackpad could help. And then they end this patch note by saying, thanks for your patience with these issues. For feedback you send us, we received over 150,000 bug and suggestion reports so far. It's a great tool for us to divide the issues and getting reported, and most of them fixed in a priority. Thank you for helping us prove Paralives during early access. So they want you to get feedback. They want you to be able to go ahead and report those bugs so they know which ones are occurring more and whatnot. So just a reminder, if you want to do that, you go to paralives.com and you go to contact, and then you click give feedback, and you can give, bug reports, crashes and lag reports, location feedback, suggestions, and just general comments. I know I showed this off in another video, but since we're talking about bug fixes, I figured I would show you guys once again where to report them. And we just gotta keep in mind that this game is gonna be in early access for multiple years. There's gonna be bug fixes if you get it early. You're gonna get it at a better price if you get it early, but there will be bug fixes that have to be made along the way, including, things being added into the game, such as like pool weather, but it's all going to be free. So there's some negative and some positive, but I'm feeling like this is more of a positive thing. And speaking of getting it for a lower price before it goes into full access, it is on a 10% sale right now. It's still until June 1st. Like I said, I will be getting it this weekend while it's still on sale. I didn't have the money till today, but I will definitely be getting it in the next day or two and starting to put videos out on it once June June hits. And right now, if you want to get it, it's probably the cheapest it's gonna be for like a long time, because they did a 10% sale at launch. It's supposed to be $40, is currently $35.99 on Steam. And basically how it's going to work is on June 1st, it's going to go back to $40 like it was originally set. And then as things get added, such as like weather, pools, things that will slowly go into the base game for free, the price will very slowly rise until in a couple of years it goes to full price when the full game is launched. Still from there, any content that they add, any DLC is going to be free even after the full launch, which I think is really cool. But honestly, if you're thinking about getting in this game, you might want to get it before June 1st, because even though it's not fully ready yet, this is going to be the cheapest you get it, and this is going to be the best way to save your money, because when it comes out, it'll be a higher price. Even though it'll be done, it will still be more expensive. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you want to wait till the game is fully done so you don't have to deal with the glitchiness. But if you don't mind the glitchiness, I think this is a good way to save money, especially since we have been waiting on this game for so long now. But guys, that is the end of this quick little news video. If you made it to this point in the video, I hope you found it educational and entertaining, because that was the entire purpose. But guys, I'm going to leave this one here. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright, bye!